No, I'm good. We're all good. Welcome. It's 2020, and welcome to the very first All About the Bulls episode of a new year and a new decade. It is Ollie here from the All About the Bulls team with my very good friends Ian Boyce and Gareth Lautenberg.
Van der Lautenberg, I think you'll find. So,
look, we're three guys who just who love chatting about sport, really, and thought that we try and get other people to listen because our respective friends and partners have stopped listening to us. So, guys, how are we all? How are you, Boise, mate? How was the Boise Christmas and New Year?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah?
Hectic and ate lots and drank lots, but it was good. Yeah, good.
Nice.
First day back at work, so hate it.
Buzzing.
Ditto. Because I think, Gareth, you've been back for a while now, haven't you, mate? I mean, you didn't stop. You were working on Christmas Day.
I was working on Guinness and other numerous drinks on Christmas Day, but I was back in on 27th and 30th and 31st, but I did take an emergency holiday, 2 days of annual leave on the 2nd and 3rd of Jan, because I was at Winter Wonderland with a beer in my hand on the 1st, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to go in tomorrow. So I just emailed all the managers going, I'm not coming in today. And then looked through my calendar and thought, oh, I've got 4 meetings I need to reschedule. So I just rescheduled them all.
So for a second there, when you said emergency, I was like, oh no, is everything all right?
No, just beer.
Everything was absolutely fine. Is anyone doing dry January or vegan January?
I'm doing dry January, so
nice.
I've already broken that. I was at a 50th on Saturday, so definitely drank there.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm starting today, so not really dry January. Actually,
do you know what? I think all of us have started like. If you're doing dry January, most of us have started on like the 6th, with that first day you go back to work.
Exactly.
I was speaking of dry January. I was chatting with a mate over Christmas holidays. He's saying he and his wife are going to do dry January, and they're definitely party people. Like they're very sociable. All the best parties around at their place. They're always out with friends or clients or whatever. Like, they're really, really social people. And I was saying to him, like, okay, so you're doing dry January. Like, how much of an impact will that actually have? Like, what's your normal monthly intake, and therefore what are you going to be reducing it from? And we went through, and he is easily, he reckons, averaging about 40 units a week every week of alcohol. So for him, at first we were like, mate, that's awesome. That's going to be a really positive impact. And then it was like, actually, this could be a really brutal month where you're just going cold turkey. It's like a smack at it, just going cold turkey.
He's going to be doing the shakes. Going to get the shakes.
He's going to be in a whole world of trouble. Like, I think he's going to just lock himself away for the month and emerge.
How many? What's a pint? 2. 2.2.
2.
So he's averaging 20 give or take 20 pints a week.
But he doesn't. I mean, this is the All About the Balls, isn't all about the drinks podcast. But he as an example, he says he drinks, say, Friday night at home with the wife watching a movie, and it's 3 double whiskies.
I mean, what kind of movie is he watching that he needs with double whiskies?
I don't think he remembers. I imagine he's probably watched the same movie just over and over again.
He drinks to forget.
Yeah. But actually, do you know what? I did have a funny story. Well, I thought it was funny anyway. I wanted to share with you guys. So I'm definitely trying to embrace a slightly healthier, fitter lifestyle in 2020. So I've got me water here. Been to the gym today. But I was in the shops over just like last week, and there's a Men's Health magazine that says something like how to get rid of that dad bod and be fit over 40. And I turned 40 last November, and I thought, do you know what? that's good. And there's some ripped guy on the front cover with grey hair. Okay. And then actually, I looked at it and I'm like, oh, it's on the top shelf. I can't quite reach, and I don't want to stretch, so I'll forget it.
I don't want to pull a fat while I stretch up and.
I didn't want to pull a muscle reaching for the Health magazine, so I just left it there. But anyway, we could go on and on, but there has been a bucket ton of sport since our Christmas special, where we focused on the nativity, and got a lot of positive feedback. I have to say, I think there's a lot of positive chat off the back of that.
Yeah.
Uproar that Ricky Lambert didn't make it.
Yes.
Yes. I think that was trending on Twitter for a while, wasn't it?
A lot of fallout, the Ricky Lambert gate fallout that came on the back of that. But anyway, I think it went down well.
Yeah.
It went down well.
I think we offended just the right amount of people.
Yeah.
And cool. So, and with that in mind, we because we kind of enjoyed it and we've got positive feedback. What we wanted to do today was follow. Basically, we've come up with a brand new idea that I haven't seen anyone else doing at all, which is like coming up with a team of the decade. So I think we might have created something brand new. I imagine there'll be lots of people jumping on this quite soon afterwards. But
yes, that's exactly it.
We're going to start after this. With this first episode of the new year with the greatest cricket test playing 11 of the past decade. So we've all been scurrying through Wisden and ESPN Cricinfo to get all the stats and do the comparisons and try and figure out a way we can squeeze Tim Payne in there, because he is, according to Justin Langer, the most important player around. So but we'll come on to that in a little bit. First of all, were there any sports stories, lads, that took your fancy from across the Christmas period? That's a question without notice, so I apologise for just putting you on the spot.
Yes, the 4-day testing is interesting.
It's not interesting. It's ridiculous.
Well, yes. Okay. So, I mean, boys, you jumping on there. But where do you both sit? Where do you both sit on this?
I'm all for it.
I don't.
No.
Yeah.
I think it's a ridiculous.
I think they should have 2.5 day tests. Just have 2.5 day tests.
But back to back.
No, I think it's ridiculous. I think it's a ridiculous idea too.
I can't believe how many people actually seem to be in support of it and behind it and giving it. Maybe they're just trying to get cricket being talked about, but I think it's a ridiculous idea. I think it's moving away from what makes Test cricket good. I don't think it's not going to make the game more exciting, is it? No one's going to watch it because it's only 4 days compared to 5.
There'll actually be more draws.
Yeah, there'll be more draws. It's ridiculous.
So what are the opinions being, or the reasons being given then, in favour of it?
I think it is around the excitement thing, and it will change the way the game's played. There'll be probably the batting team will not stick around as much. They'll try to score a bit quicker, and then it's to get a result, because they have to go for a result. I just don't think it'll work. I really just don't.
Well, and I think the other thing they're trying to do is it allows the smaller nations to effectively not have more of a chance, but because it's like the weaker cricket nations in a T20 or a one-day game have got more of a chance. The longer you stretch your game out, the more quality comes out in theory. So I think what they're thinking is to try and do it against the weaker side, so they aren't panelled in 3.5, 4 days, and it looks embarrassing. They'll play them, but then there's the argument: do you just? I mean, then do they have more overs? With that, the idea they have more overs in it.
Well, I did
in a day.
I did read somewhere
so
that
they have to bowl.
Going to look to increase the number of overs bowled per day, so that actually the difference in overs bowled between a 4-day match and a 5-day match would be minimal. But my understanding is that currently there's a big issue anyway with bowling that number of overs. The current expectation of number of overs.
Yeah, exactly.
don't really...
I mean, it doesn't matter. This won't happen because Kohli has come out and said that he doesn't want it to happen, and he runs world cricket, basically.
Yeah, as long as he said it, we're fine.
That's why we love him.
As long as Sourav Ganguly removes his tongue from his ear, then he's fine.
But it was funny because we were chatting about this online with a few people, and I don't actually understand what problem this is meant to be the solution to. Do you know what I mean? No one's gone, right, this is really the issue, and this therefore is the best solution. And maybe it's just conspiracy theories, and we do love a good conspiracy theory here, but people talk about it's actually all about the money side. It's all about the money side, just reducing the amount of lost money through venues and all that kind of stuff, and just creating more days in the schedule for other stuff.
Yeah, I think I can understand that, actually, thinking about it. Yeah. Gareth, your point's quite good. It's more about the smaller playing nations, and that's where the money issue would come in. They're not going to sell out a 5-day test match, so it's not attractive to them. So they've got to find a way of getting those smaller playing nations playing test cricket and getting supporters along to it. So
I suppose then, is there a solution? Is there a solution that you have like a Division 1, Division 2, like they have the county championship, and they play 4-day games, and once they get to a point, and it's like having a smaller stadium, isn't it? When you get to the Premier League, you have to expand and grow, and if you get good enough and the cricket grows in that country enough, then in theory
when you get to play adult cricket.
With a real hard ball, 156 grams.
Oh no! But can you imagine though, like the second division cricket, you're playing with a tennis ball that's got sellotape on one side, like you used to do in the garden. That would be amazing.
Right, phenomenal.
Actually, speaking of which, I sent you guys a video over Christmas, which is something that I think we should definitely do, which is like proper backyard cricket setups. There was that one I sent over, I think from Australia, where they've actually mown a proper wicket, created a proper wicket in the backyard, and they seem to have like sponsorship and fans there and things like that. It looks amazing.
Well, your folks' place is perfect. We just need to get rid of that little landscaped area in the middle and put down the thing. They'd be all right with that.
We'll have a word with the old man and explain it's for the pod. He'll be absolutely on board. Absolutely on board.
Sponsored by. But, okay, so is there any other spot? I mean, there's just... The darts was good. Did you watch the darts? Either of you darts fans?
Not really a massive darts fan.
Okay,
I mean, saw the big stories. Saw the venues.
That's right, that's fine. That's okay, move on. I have another podcast that's all about darts, if you want to listen to that.
What? Hang on, this is news. What the hell?
It's all about the darts. Have you not heard of All About the Darts? Actually, we could brand this any way we want, really.
Yeah. No, I mean, big. There's a couple of. No, we're not talking about darts. That's ridiculous. Did you see? I did see a brilliant. I'm so glad Jose Mourinho is back in English football after his little break. Did you see his line when he got yellow carded when they lost to Southampton, and he came out and said that he was rude with an idiot before getting yellow carded? I thought that was wonderful.
Ian, what do you think of that?
Well, I actually quite like that. That's the side of it that I do like.
I thought it was class.
And it's helped by the fact that their Spurs are rubbish again. So it clearly wasn't all posh.
I love how they've straight away come out and gone, oh, you see, this is the Mourinho way of training. Harry Kane's pulled a hamstring. I mean, he's been there, 2 weeks, and Harry Kane does get injured. It's not, and people pull hamstrings. Yeah, this is not.
Get off his back. It's
leave him alone.
Is that what caused the hamstring? Mourinho's actually on Harry Kane's back. Run faster, Harry. Run faster.
Well, I think Kane's going to have to carry Mourinho for a while, so I think it might have been. But yeah, it's good. I mean, he's got Spurs playing just the right level of not great, which is good. So.
just the right level of shit.
Yeah. Did they lose on the weekend? No, they drew. They drew, didn't they?
Yeah, they drew with. Who did they draw with?
Middlesbrough.
That's it. who aren't doing brilliantly anyway. So
no, and then the mighty Eagles are no longer in the FA Cup.
I think it's a good thing for us.
Yeah. So that's what we said at the Brighton game. I was at the game on Saturday. Taken my son to 2 Brighton games. He's now watched 180 minutes of FA Cup football in his life and never seen a Brighton goal. And it's a hard sell when he goes, they never win, because he's never seen them win.
Can't argue with that.
Well, exactly.
I mean, he's not the only one. Obviously, there's fans who've been for years.
I actually do think for teams like Brighton and Palace, I think it's a good thing to, as much as I like it and people talk about the romance of the FA Cup, I think it's a good thing we're out. We need to focus on the league. We've got enough injuries as it is, and it'll give a rest. And I think you'll see that the teams that put together a good run are going to struggle in the league.
Well, I mean, look at Brighton last year, and they got to the semis, and we were on an absolute slide down that table that we just hung on, but we got to the FA Cup semi-final. So it exactly proves the point.
Exactly. It's the greatest day in your history, wasn't it?
My history. I've only been a fan for 4 years, so it's hard to say. The greatest day was when I ran on the pitch when we got promoted. Actually,
And your son doesn't believe that any of these things ever happened.
Well, exactly. So
have you told him about Gatting though? That will get him on board, won't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Gats. I think he is to you. Don't worry, next Christmas I'll have a story about Gats again. Okay.
Going back to the 4-day test, or rather going back to on the 4-day test thing, did you see, I can't remember who it was, someone made a really good joke about it, saying that the ECB are actually just going to continue to reduce tests until it becomes 1 day, because that's actually all that England are good at. It sounds like a very sensible strategy, actually.
Well, they're saying about 4-day tests, but if it was a 4-day test, then the current England-South Africa game would have finished by now, and it would be rubbish. When instead we're in for quite a good day, which I think is probably going to be a draw, but on that pitch. But who knows?
There's a big crack, Ian. There's a big crack.
Bold prediction then from both of you, boys. Are you going to go with the draw?
Yeah, I'll go with the draw.
Official, all about the balls prediction.
I'll go with the draw. I think.
Do you think they'll get close?
No, I don't think they'll get close on the runs. But
sorry, I mean on the wickets. England.
Oh yeah, I think England will get close to winning it. Certainly closer than South Africa, but I think that by lunch they'll get a couple of wickets early on, and then South Africa will shut up shop. And I don't think there's enough in the wicket to enable a result. So I think it'll be.
I think it's going to be an England win, but I think it'll be the opposite. I don't think they'll get a lot of early wickets, and I think they'll the second session. I think Faf du Plessis will bat for ages, and then he'll go out, and they'll just collapse around. Basically, is my prediction.
Okay, interesting.
Very interesting.
It should be a good...
Faf in the 37th over is my prediction of the day.
Oh, hello, write that down. Christ, that's bold.
Good odds. Good odds.
And speaking of bold predictions that have not come true in any way, shape or form, I don't know if anyone listened last year, but I did say once or twice that Jimmy Anderson would never play cricket for England again. And not only has he played cricket for England again, with his first ball back he took a wicket in the first test, which was an amazing situation. And in this test he's gone and got a bloody fifer, and I read this stat about him yesterday. He now averages 23.9 since his 30th birthday, and 20.67 since his 35th birthday.
Oh, roll on the 40s.
So I mean, yeah, exactly.
Was it him on the front of the Men's Health magazine?
Yeah, mate, I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, so welcome back, Jimmy. There was never any doubt.
I think 35 to 40 is the new 23 to 27.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, that's our sweet spot, Ian. Mate, we're coming out of retirement. We're coming out of retirement. I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo was still the fastest footballer in the world last year. He clocked the fastest time in football, in world football, at
Really?
30. How was he? 35?
I thought he was
34? 36?
Who's that Wolves player? Isn't there a winger for Wolves who's like built like
Adama Traore.
He's built like a rugby player, but he can move like an
Yeah,
absolute
he's-
rocket ship.
Mbappe was the second fastest.
Yeah.
So surprisingly, Aubameyang was only the 19th quickest, which I was very surprised with. Anyway,
Nice. Nice. So,
speaking of
yes.
19th quickest,
34.
Yes.
He's 34.
34. Should we roll this bad boy out? Our first decade, team of the decade.
Yes.
We're gonna do one a month, one a week for the whole of Jan. I think our plan.
Lovely.
So
Lovely.
Yeah.
our best darts 11 will be at the end. No, okay.
The culmination. Yeah, go on then. So who wants to? Okay, so let's just explain the rules. I mean, not the rules, but the kind of the setup here. So we've gone for a world's best Test cricket 11 who have played in the last decade, and they have to have done their best in the last decade. So, for example, like,
They really need to
They
have
must have tried their best.
yeah, I mean, hang on. They haven't got the effort award. This isn't the participation award. What I mean is,
Yeah,
if Shane
gold
Warne
star.
had played for played in 2010, you couldn't
Yes,
have Warne
yeah.
because actually he'd
Well,
be in the decade beforehand.
I don't know if I fit into the criteria, but Ian, what was your criteria, Boise, on having to make your squad?
I wanted them to have played at least 5 years in the decade.
Oh, nice.
So
I think mine fits
Nice.
into that.
yeah.
So Tom Sibley, he'd be in this decade's best team, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
We're starting on that.
Dom's
Sibley and Burns opening.
No, can't. Cankles can't be in there because he hasn't played this. He hasn't played this decade.
Burns for skipper.
So we got Sibley and Milan as our opening pair.
Hang on. I think we're playing different games here.
Sorry. Okay. Sorry. We digress.
So,
okay.
let's go back and forth here, back and forth. So, Gareth, you start off. Who is your number one? Who's your opening bat?
I mean, I think there was only one choice here. Striding out, I think it's got to be Alistair, the chef cook.
Absolutely.
Mr. No Sweat.
I don't. The jaw of English cricket.
The farm, the jaw.
I don't. Boise, you've got some good stats, I reckon. What's he rolled down his career?
Highest run scorer of the decade. At just under
That is
8,800 runs in the decade.
I mean,
that is insane,
which
isn't it?
is, yeah.
I mean, and he had a patch when he struggled for quite a while in 2017, 18.
Yeah, it was around when he gave up the captaincy, and just after that, I think he got the odd ton, but then really struggled. But I mean, it emphasised how much he was struggling by the fact that he scored so many runs. I think in the Ashes series that England won abroad, I think it's 2012, 2013, was it? That
Yeah, I
Ashes
think it
series?
was, yeah.
I think, was that the one he top scored, or was it the one before that?
No, it was
That
the
he,
one before
scored
was-
mountains of runs, just
yeah.
so.
Was
just-
that the one where him and Straussy in that opening test in the Gabba both got double hundreds or something like that? They both went big, didn't they?
Yeah, both went
Imagine
big,
fielding when both opening bats get 200.
Brutal.
Imagine fielding with that.
Absolutely brutal. But you know what? I was looking at a few stats and just comparing batsmen, and part of the reason I think why Cookie's got so many runs is he just played so many games. Like, you look down the number of matches played in the last decade. He's played. He retired in 2018, and he's played 111 tests. Like the other top players, like Amla, for example, 85, Kohli, 84, Obviously, Smith and Warner had a slight sabbatical.
It was a rough time for them.
Yeah, Route 89. Like, no one comes close to playing as many matches.
I think
so fit.
I think he played 158 consecutive tests, which is amazing. Absolutely amazing.
It's amazing when you just think I know it's considered stupid, but just even play international cricket for any period is amazing, right?
Yeah.
The kind of people that play cricket around the world, but to get picked 158 times in a row, it's just amazing. So is anyone debating that he's in
the
opening the batting, taking the first ball? Okay,
Cookie's tried out. Now who is walking out with Mr.
standing at the other end? Ian, do you want this one?
No, I don't want to be the one that admits it.
No,
but,
I'm not saying his name either.
Okay.
Should we just let Cook bat on his own?
Yeah. I mean, we're talking Cameron Bancroft, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right, good.
We're sending out a cheat.
The heaviest head in Australian cricket, Cameron Bancroft. No. I didn't want to put him in. I didn't have him in. I actually had Graham Smith as the other opening bat.
Yes.
He annoyingly just falls out of the criteria of the Boyce mould. Who is head of selectors, and he has vetoed him due to political reasons. And
that's risky language with a South African mate.
He's become Anyway, so but I think. Annoyingly, I think you have to pick him. Is our friend of the show, all-round good guy, morally upstanding citizen, David Warner.
I'd agree. Yeah, I had him in there, and I have searched for ways not to include him, but
Me too.
I can't think of a opener that other than Cook who has performed as well as he has over the decade.
For all our listeners, Oliver is not happy.
I'm not happy. I mean, and I came to the same conclusion, but I decided not to write down the name. Just
you couldn't sell your soul.
No.
Who would you rather never see again, Israel Folau or Dave Warner? Just joking, we're not going down the road. We're not going down that rabbit hole with you.
Mate, do not. This is a dark time. Although, actually, on that though,
Israel Folau to open the batting.
Yeah. Do you know Mark?
And Warner at fullback.
Mate, short, fat. Anyway, do you know Marcus Stoinis, the Australian cricketer?
I know of him.
Yeah. Not personally. You know Marco. Yeah. So he's been done because he called for some homophobic slur during one of the Big Bash games last week, and he's been fined like $8,000 or something like that. And I did tweet out saying, well, hang on, if Cricket Australia follow the Rugby Australia route, all Stoinis needs to do is call someone else a faggot or something like that, and he'll probably make a few million. So yeah. Anyway, moving swiftly.
Sorry, I shouldn't have brought old Israel into this.
Number 3. Key, arguably, many would say your best player. Lots of options here, I think. Lots of options.
Okay, well, Ollie, it's your turn to go first.
Okay, so I was thinking, first of all, about Sangakkara. And he did play 5 years within...
Yeah.
He did play 5 years within and he scored a bucket ton of runs.
Oh, he fits the criteria.
Yeah.
He fits the mould of what we're trying to achieve in the selection here.
He does, and he's a very, very good player. However, in the end, I have gone for Kane Williamson.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, I've gone for Kane Williamson. Very talented guy, great leader as well. Now, obviously, we don't need a captain in this team, but a great leader. So yeah, he's my vote for number 3.
He bats forward, doesn't he, for New Zealand?
I mean,
So
these are minor
you're moving him up
Joe
the
Rootbat's
orders.
full, but
Yeah, but yeah.
And I like what you've done, because I wanted to get Williamson in as well, and I would have almost wanted him to open.
Yeah, I think
had
maybe
him-
that.
Can we
had
put him
in.
at 2? Can we put him at 2 and solve all of our problems?
I think we could put anyone at 2, to be honest, to solve those problems. But no,
Devin Malcolm at 2 just to get rid of David Warner.
I've actually gone for Sangakkara at number 3.
Nice.
Nice. I think he's brilliant. He played 5 years in the decade, so just creeping in, but he's got to be one of the best batsmen ever, hasn't he? And I think it would be wrong to not include him in our 11. And I've got him down as my keeper as well.
A lot of workload.
A lot of workload.
Hello,
but,
game changer.
He's up to it. He can do it.
He's super fit.
So what?
Exactly.
So Boise, have you selected Tim Payne as just a batsman then?
Exactly.
Field.
Batsman and captain.
And he bowls off spin in the net, I believe. So
You could only have Tim Payne as captain if you also have Steve Smith in. I think.
well, he's coming. He's coming.
So go on then.
I've
So
gone-
Gareth, you could potentially have the deciding vote here, or you could make things very complicated.
So controversially, I've got either of those two. I've pushed someone up the order because I think they've got the mentality for it, and I think they're a good enough bat to bat there. So I've gone King Kohli at 3.
Well, okay, hang on then.
I do have Kumar Sangakkara later in the order, so I'm happy to push Sangas to 3.
Yep.
And then move my slots down. But he's not. But then I'm a bit worried about the gloves. But anyway, we can deal with that.
Well,
We've got a solution to
Should we
that.
look at 4 and 5, and then we can maybe decide on the order.
Go on then.
So
there's 3, 4,
4,
5.
I've
We've
got
got Sangakkara, we've got Kane Williamson, and we've got who did you have?
Who? Me.
I
was
Gareth.
Sangakkara.
No,
I'd-
Gareth, and you had Kohli.
That all known Indian
so
cricketer called Kohli.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean, has he played enough?
I'm going to go Steve Smith next.
Yeah.
Averaging, shock. I mean, he's playing as a bowling batsman.
Sure.
Because that's how he started his career, as did Kevin Peterson.
Yep.
But I'm going to go Smith, average 67. It's ridiculous. He's got 8% of his innings are not out.
Man, that's insane.
Which is why his average is impressive, and he averages 12 more than Kohli.
Yeah.
Which is impressive in Test cricket standards. 12 more at that level.
Yeah.
I mean,
so,
I don't think anyone's going to argue with Steve Smith, are they?
No.
No. He's number 1 average for the decade, batting average for the decade, 62.84.
It's actually insane.
Do you know who is just behind him on 61.87?
I do actually.
Have you got the stats in front of you? Go on then, Gareth. Can you think who averages 61.87 for the decade? It's a bit of an unfair question, but he did play over 30 innings.
Country?
Aussie.
Khawaja.
No, God, no. Christ, no. Adam Voge.
Oh my God.
Didn't make his debut until he made his debut, and then a year later he retired. But yeah, he had a purple patch.
Cut while you're ahead, I always say.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so are we all happy with Smith? Somewhere within 3, 4, 5, we're happy with Smith.
Yeah. Okay.
Ian,
who have you got at 5?
We're setting a great example for
or 6?
The cricketing world, as in the fact that we've got Warner and Smith in the order. It shows that
we're here to win. We're here to win.
Well,
so.
I mean,
fair point.
I'm assuming one of our values is not elite honesty.
Fair point. Yeah.
Just like win at all costs.
Yeah.
So 5, I've gone Coley. Well, I've gone Coley at 4, so he'd be my my other one. He creeps in, I'd say.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it was between him and Joe Root for the final spot. Joe Root's second highest run scorer of the decade, which is an interesting stat.
That's interesting.
He just doesn't feel like he converts enough for me. That was what. Was my. I think attractive, like batting wise. I love watching Joe Root. He looks so casually confident. I love it, but I don't feel like he scores enough big innings.
Yeah.
Well,
and that might be. I think that's perception rather than actually stats.
No, I think that's true. Compared to the stats show that compared to Smith, Coley, and Williamson, their conversion rates are vastly higher than Root. I mean, he does get over to 50 a lot, but
it's bad, isn't it?
Hundreds. And that's the sign of a good cricketer, isn't it?
Well, exactly, and that's why he's not going to make outside.
So actually, in Root's 164 innings, 45 of the times he's reached 50, and only 17 times he's reached 100, which is
mad, isn't it?
Well, compared to Smith has reached 50 28 times and 126.
Jeez.
So basically every second time he gets to 50, he bangs at 100.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, I mean, the stats don't lie.
The stats do not lie.
No, they don't. Adam Voge is the second best batsman ever.
Amazing.
So, if we've all gone for Coley and we've all gone for Smith, that actually comes back to our original challenge of is it who did we have? Hang on.
Williamson or Sangakkara?
Yes.
Oh, you're like a goldfish tonight. That's amazing.
Sorry. I do one gym session and I'm bloody exhausted. Right, okay then. So, I think, Gareth, you have to decide then, actually.
Well, I'm going to go, only because I had him, is Sangakkara, and I think it's a real tough call on Kane. I'll make the call. I'll buzz him and let him know. But I think he's just been pipped by Kumar Sangakkara. I think we bat Kumar at 3.
Nice.
We go Coley 4, Smith 5.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah. Steve Smith batting 5, phenomenal. And then I'm going to go Abraham Benjamin de Villiers at number 6.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've got him, and I've got him as keeper as well, actually.
Yeah.
Well, I had Sangakkara, but we can throw the gloves over to AB. That's fine.
De Villiers batted 4 usually, did he?
When he wasn't keeping, yeah. When he kept, he batted 5.
Fine. Okay.
The Alex Stewart of South Africa, I think, really.
He wishes.
He's class, absolutely class. So yeah, De Villiers is just, in terms of especially last decade, SA batsman. He's just absolute genius. There's just different level.
Absolutely.
So then that puts what? So is that De Villiers at 6? So
that's AB de Villiers coming in after
at 6.
Sangakkara, Coley and Smith have had a chance. So I'm assuming the score is about 600 for 4 come this point.
Could we have an old school side where halfway through the innings Sangakkara and de Villiers swap pads and and take the gloves just so that Sangakkara's not too tired?
Well, I like it, actually. We'll play the game. We'll read the game and choose it that way. Okay, batting 7.
So we need an all-rounder, really, don't we?
I've gone all-rounder here.
Who have you gone?
And personally, there's only one man for it. There's the Lion of England, Mr. Ben Stokes.
Yeah. The Kiwi Lion of England.
The Kiwi.
Ben Stokes.
Kiwi. He's all English.
He's the only Kiwi.
He's ginger. He's English.
He's the only Kiwi that's made it in. Paul Kane. I'll call him. Don't worry. I'll let him know.
I mean, for anyone who saw him as a bit more of a one-day specialist, this Ashes series last summer, and then what he's done what he did today in South Africa. Or was it 70 off 40 balls or something like that? It's just ridiculous.
he scored plenty of runs. He got the 200 odd in Cape Town 4 years ago. He's definitely, I think he's definitely earned his place there as the all-rounder.
He's not. So, I think if you looked at others like English all-rounders anyway, like you look at Flintoff, for example. Flintoff was was better with the ball, and was a bit scarier with the ball than Stokes is.
Absolutely.
But I think Stokes brings. It's also like how many catches did he take in this test?
He's got good hands.
He's reliable in the field. His passion and energy is insane. He can take games away from teams. He can bring games back into play that maybe England have lost. Unstoppable.
It's what they say, isn't it? That about the top players, they find a way to get involved, and I think he's a good example of the fact that he does just the ball seems to follow him.
Yeah.
But interestingly,
speaking of balls, so we've gone to the ball department.
What other all-rounders are there that were contesting it? I couldn't actually. I thought there'd be loads, but other than
there's
Sam
actually
Curran,
there's a real
Chris
lack.
Wokes,
in the Indian side there isn't really. Jadeja, does he play Test cricket? Not a lot. He has played.
Jadeja has played
Would be an
48
interesting
matches in Test cricket.
Well, and actually, he wasn't in I didn't pick him, but do we? Is he a left arm left field? And then we get rid of the other spinner option, but I don't know.
There was a total random one, but I'm not. Yeah, and I read about. I can't remember which site I read about this on, but they had as an honourable mention was Al Hassan from Bangladesh, and he's the only player to score 3,000 runs and take 150 wickets in the 2010s.
Oh, really?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Jadeja doesn't even make it into the top 50.
No, he's out.
Average, so
no, he's out.
So we're into our bowlers now.
Yeah.
Could we crowbar Vernon Philander instead of Stokes as a bowling all-rounder?
No.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay.
So
there's enough South African bowlers. Okay. So who's
of the four bowlers? Have we gone three pace and a spin?
Yeah, I think we don't know. We need to be able to travel anywhere and be versatile. I think so. We don't want to go quick, heavy only. We need someone to tweak the fingers once in a while.
Lovely. So who's the spinner? Who's our spinner? Gentlemen.
Gareth, you go first because
Joe Denley. No, I'm going to go with Ravi Ashwin. I can't. There's very slim pickings with the spinners. I think there's Nathan Lyons or him.
Yeah,
really.
Lyons was. I went with Ashwin as well, but Lyons was a close call for me.
I can't pick Gaz. I don't want Gaz in the side. He's too annoying.
The goat.
So, huh?
Goat.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna go. Ravi Ashwin. What did you guys have? Who did you have as your spinner?
I had Ravi Ashwin as well, actually.
Yeah.
I think I looked for a reason to exclude any Australian player. So Lyons taken a lot of wickets. Third on the list, if you were wondering, actually, for the decade.
Nice.
But his average is a lot higher than anyone else's, 32. So
I think
Harath, the Sri Lankan spinner.
Yes, I did. I like him because he gives faith to everyone who's got a belly that can still play international cricket. him and Vernon Philander are the two bellies of the world, aren't they? So I think but no, I think we've got to go Ashwin. Really.
All right then. So we've got Ashwin. And
Yasser Shah, Pakistan.
Really?
Well, he's taken 200 wickets at an average of 30.
Ooh.
So he's there and there.
Good,
I mean, to be fair, Herath and Ashwin have taken a lot more wickets, and it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer.
So come on then, pace. Three quicks.
Ian,
What have you got, Boise?
So, Dale Steyn, I went as my first quick. Very close between him and Rabada.
Can't go Steyn.
Interesting.
I didn't realise Rabada had been playing for so long, actually.
Yeah, he's young when he played. I mean, he's only 24 now, I think.
Yeah. So what's interesting is compared to Dale Steyn. So Dale Steyn has been playing for 10 years. Rabada for 5. And Rabada's played 18 less matches than Dale Steyn, which shows how many injuries Steyn had over his career. And
he was ravaged.
But for me, he just creeps in there.
Okay, so you've gone Steyn. I've gone Steyn, so he's in the side.
Steyn. Who else have you got?
Jimmy Anderson.
Go on.
Yeah.
Which,
who's retired now, isn't he? Is he retired?
Never going to play.
I know he's back.
Again.
He's back.
And then
no need for that.
Final one is Pat Cummins.
I knew you were going to pick him. I knew you were going to do that.
Yeah.
Well,
you strike me as a Pat Cummins fan. Actually, I knew you would.
Put the cat amongst the pigeons.
Got Pat Cummins written all over you.
Right, who else? Who else would you put in there?
I would go Rabada.
Would you?
I don't. The reason, because Pat Cummins was right up there in my. He's not, to me, and it's going to sound really harsh because I don't know how many Test matches he's played. I'm sure you're about to tell me, but he's only taken 130 odd wickets.
Yeah.
Sorry, when I say only, he's taken 130 odd more wickets than I have in Test cricket. But he's like,
if you'd been allowed to bowl, you would have taken 130 wickets.
Yeah, I mean,
between
exactly.
you've taken about 130 wickets.
So, yes, we're averaging 65 each. But to me, he's not got the longevity that Rabada's got, and I think there's, in terms of. If Pat Cummins had been around and been playing for 2 more years, in terms of consistently, I'm saying, then I think he would have got in there. Because how many Test matches has he played in?
29, actually. So
and Chagiso?
41.
So there's not much in it. I'm still going Rabada.
Well, okay, I've got a bit of a left field one then. Bit of a left field one for you, and it's
excellent.
He's a good bowler without a doubt.
I've been looking forward to this. This hasn't come till now. So
he's a good bowler.
Ricky Lambert.
He's unappreciated in the cricket world. He's a good bowler without a doubt, but this selection, my recommendation is a lot based upon one series and what he can do at his best. And
I know who he's going.
It's Mitchell Johnson.
Oh.
Off the back of that 2013-2014 Ashes series, when he took 37 wickets and absolutely not just ruined, not just destroyed England in that series, he ruined careers. He absolutely tore England to pieces single-handedly. If you want a man steaming in, left arm over the wicket, pace, aggression. If his radar is turned on, unplayable.
Yeah, but the problem is not turned on enough. But I will give you the left-hand dynamic is compelling.
Yeah.
But I would still go. I've got to think who over a period of 5-6 years, in the last 10 years, has been quality, and that's why I would still.
If you're at the other end, and Mitchell Johnson is steaming in.
But you just don't know if that's going to happen, Ollie, and we can't. The next series we go, we can't risk it.
Yeah.
All right. We can't. I get it. I get the logic, but I just can't. I can't put my coaching and selector career on the line because of that moustached man from down under.
Mate, I think he
He only does it in Australian conditions.
True.
Doesn't travel
It's
well.
true.
So, yeah,
Poor traveller.
I think
But I think it was a good shout, and
That's what you
no,
say.
it was. I think actually.
That's what you say to
I
your
think
son when he
it-
brings something home from school. Oh, well, I mean, look,
yeah,
it's a
nice
good,
try,
It's
nice
a nice
try.
mate. It's a nice
Ian,
try.
who was your last one?
so I had Stain, Cummins, and Anderson.
So we've got Cummins, Rabada, or
Johnson.
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 I mean, I like Rabada. He was very close. So, but I feel bad that we haven't got a New Zealand bowler in there that I thought would.
Oh, mate.
Trent Bolt, maybe.
I have to say,
Okay.
I mean, I think Trent Bolt's very good anyway. I did hear a brilliant comment about Trent Bolt, and it was, let me see if I got the quote right. It was, Trent Bolt walks back to his mark with the air of a man who's forgotten his girlfriend's birthday but thinks that she should just get over it. Which, I mean, maybe on that alone, Bolt makes it into the side.
Well, do we go left field and leave out Rabada?
Well,
Trent Bolt
Stato,
yeah, I was going to say in the top 12.
Aggers. What have we got?
Top 12 bowlers, based on average, there's 5 South Africans in there.
Bloody hell.
So, I mean, that's pretty. We haven't even discussed Philander. So, Bumrah.
I mean,
We haven't even discussed Bumrah, who's.
No, he hasn't got
Jazz.
a mention.
Who's
Hasn't
top?
gotten a mention.
But he doesn't actually qualify based on he hasn't played over 5 years of Test cricket.
Okay.
So
Yeah. So,
that's how we got rid of him. But yeah, I would quite happily make sure I only have 2 Australians in the side and
okay.
get rid
So
of
now it
Cummins.
comes down to Bolt or Rabada.
Bolt or Rabada. Oh, it's
Can I just bring?
I'm going with Bolt.
is Mitchell Johnson being eliminated because we don't want
Apparently.
more?
Another Australians, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's the excuse we're using to placate Ollie. I think actually it's because you just think he's shit. But
No, I don't think he's shit.
He's a liability. He's a liability.
Yeah, and I think if we could afford to throw that in there, although we do have a good.
You've got
to
like
be fair, we got
700 runs on the board.
And we got Stain and Anderson. We do have Stain and Anderson.
Exactly. I'm just saying,
Who-
on his day, there's no one in the last 10 years who has been as scary to face as Johnson.
I think without a doubt. I think without.
You say
I think without a
that.
doubt he'd make the squad.
You say that, but we
No,
haven't.
I think he'd be in a 14.
We haven't even discussed the second highest wicket taker. Haven't even mentioned the second highest wicket taker of the decade.
What, of the decade? Yeah, because he's. I'm going to say, because again, he's not consistent.
Well, hang on. Who's the
Who is
second
it?
highest? Who is it?
He's big. He's bad. He's better than his dad. Stuart Broad.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. I just would not put Broady in.
But this is what I mean. And actually, I mean, you'd play him as a batsman, wouldn't you, Broady?
Mate, that was embarrassing.
He basically makes me think I could face a Test cricket because he's got no idea. Like the guy panics like there's no. Yeah.
I can get my bat stuck in the pad just like the next man. So yeah.
He got. It was funny. There was a Centurion Test where he got warned straight. He got hit straight in the grill first ball by Nortje.
Yeah.
It's just you think it's nasty. Test cricket when you want it to be. You wouldn't get that in 4 days. You wouldn't get that if it was 4 days. I don't
No,
think.
exactly. They wouldn't have the
So-
time to.
No.
But it is quite sad to just see he's been hit in the face, and he is a shadow of the batsman he used to be. Like I think there's a good argument for him. He's batting higher than he should be, isn't he?
Yeah, 10. Yeah,
He's
you're right.
at 10. Yeah, you'd.
I mean, Jimmy Anderson. I put more money on Jimmy
Yeah, he's. It's a shame, but I don't know. I think he's still got a place in the England team, though, hasn't he?
No,
So,
definitely. Yeah. I mean, okay. So let's
Go on
wrap
then,
this up.
Let's make a decision.
Let's wrap it
Let's
up.
make a decision. Who are we going for?
Chief, you're head of selectors, Ian Boyce. You choose.
So
Your decision.
who are the options?
Cummins.
Cummins, Johnson,
Bolt.
Rabada, Johnson, Bolt.
Yep.
You got to pick one of them. Go. Wrap it up
Rabada.
there. After all that debate.
Yeah, he's in.
Incredible. Incredible.
Unbelievable.
Excellent. The Cricket South Africa board will be very happy because I think we meet the quota system, which is excellent.
Yeah.
Um,
So it's 3 South Africans. Jeez.
I mean, they were, to be fair, they were number one for quite a while in the early,
Yeah, true.
This
you know,
decade?
so actually, yeah, wasn't it? Yeah,
Was it?
12, 13.
Oh, okay.
I think they were number one.
Fair play.
I think when Graham Smith came here.
So no
anyway,
no Kiwis, no
Pakistanis, no West Indians.
no.
No.
Did you say no Pakistanis?
Yeah,
Only one Brit. No, two Brits.
Two.
Anderson and Stokes. Yeah.
yes, yeah.
And
So should we
and Cook. So we got 3.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
Three.
I'm cooking.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
so 3 South Africans, 3 English, 2 Australians,
And a
2
Sri Lankan.
Indians, and a Sri Lankan.
Yeah.
I feel like I've named more than 11 there, but anyway.
It's like the UN.
14
Yeah.
Bangladeshis. It's like there must be a joke in there somewhere. 3 Australians, 3.
Walk into a bar.
So, but yeah, that was excellent. I think that's a good
team.
squad.
A good team.
I think we could take on anyone with that side, anywhere in the world, and
The
compete.
natural question, I would say, off the back of that is then who are the people who missed out and going head to head? That would be an amazing test match.
Hashim Amla, not even in there.
Yeah.
Not even
Yeah.
debated.
Yep. Mitchell Johnson.
I would.
No?
But, Mitchell Johnson, Harath, Pat Cummins, obviously, Stuart
Yeah.
Broad,
Rooty.
Root probably captain
Yeah.
in the team.
Don't need a captain. Been through this. Don't need a
Rory
captain.
Burns, if that's the basis of
Said
captaincy
Kane Williamson?
decision making.
Sibley.
Yeah.
I'd be interested. I couldn't think of any other openers. That's
No.
how I
it's
basically got
interesting.
to Warner. So I'd be interested what others
Yeah.
think for who even is competing for that opening spot.
No, there's no one.
Well, I mean, he's.
other
I mean,
than Graham
bear in
Smith,
mind,
you know,
bear in
I
mind,
don't
he's
think played
miles.
enough, but-
He's miles away, but Kurana Ratnara
yeah.
from Sri Lanka, he opens, I think. I think. Azarali? No, he doesn't open. Ross Taylor doesn't. Pujara bats 3. Yunus Khan bats 3 and 4. So all the other guys that had any sort of mark on this decade are all 3, 4 and 5. It just shows, actually, that you think how hard it's been to find. South Africa really struggling to find a good opening pair.
Yeah.
England have clearly struggled for ages to find a good pair since Strauss retired. It just shows that is a real glaring gap. That and spinners have been the gap of the decade.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And middle order batsmen and pace is where it's all at.
And it's interesting that if you get a good spinner in the team, you are. I mean, England were most successful when Swan was in the team. Australia are looking better now. They've got Lyon in the team, so
Yeah.
it's important.
Yeah.
And you just need 2 good openers. But
Yeah, I mean,
anyway,
easy.
I'm rambling
Easy.
on.
The Rambles, Los Ramblers. We are. Viva Los Ramblers.
on that
but yeah.
bombshell. On that bombshell. What should we do next week then?
Football or rugby? Which one?
Don't mind.
Let's put it out there.
Ricky,
Yes.
Ricky Lambert is definitely playing. So.
Yeah, but Oliver, our Twitter followership has grown by 35% in the last 4 days. So well done, social media manager. Put it out to the masses and see, do they want cricket or rugby next, and we'll go from there.
Shout out to the crowd.
Not cricket. We've just done cricket. Rugby or football, or darts,
or darts.
Yeah,
or Ryder Cup of the decade.
Lads, let's wrap up because the listener has got things to do.
Yes.
But thank you very much indeed, lads. Always a pleasure, never a chore. And
thank you.
We'll publish that at 11. We'll get it. Hopefully, one of us wrote that down, and we'll get it out on the social pipes and see what people think.
Have a good week, lads.
Bye, lads.
You too.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Go well.
Cheers.
Bye.